Goodness me, look at all of these manicured trees. We must be in Switzerland, right? Perhaps, perhaps not. I'll tell you in just a moment. Never seen rubbish bins protected by manicured trees before. Salam to you all, peace to everyone. No, the skyscrapers behind me probably give it away. This is not Zurich or Geneva, despite the fact that everything is perfectly pruned. We are in Abu Dhabi, the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. And although it's somewhat quieter than Dubai, we should never forget that this is actually the wealthiest of the 7 Emirates. We're at the southern end of the Corniche with an amazing view onto the whole Corniche area, north all the way up to the Louvre Museum, although you can't see it obviously from here. And in this film, that's what we're going to do. We're going to concentrate on the southern area of Abu Dhabi, on the coast, on the Corniche. So we're going to go past the Mandarin Oriental Emirates Palace, which is just an extraordinary hotel. We're going to see an area of skyscrapers with more luxury hotels and observation platforms. There's so much to see, quite large areas to cover as well, so let's get on with it without any further ado. You can't really help but be impressed, can you? And at the moment I'm walking along the bridge which links the mainland with a little island which has got a Marina Mall luxury hotel with a great big arch in the middle, and also the flagpole with the extraordinarily large flag of the United Arab Emirates flying from it. And when I walk along here, I think the first time I came to Abu Dhabi was in 2002, and the Corniche was lovely with some restaurants, some relatively low-rise hotels, but now the city's been transformed in that area, the south of the Corniche, and also the area of the museums, all that I'll look at in other films as well. But it's a transformation just as extraordinary really as Dubai, but very different. To me, there's a feeling of far less bling. It's probably a lot less exciting at night, less exciting for expats, but in many ways there's certainly plenty enough to see for visitors, and at the same time it's just that little bit more low-key. Plenty of luxury, plenty of brilliant restaurants, but I really rather like the special atmosphere here in Abu Dhabi. This low pavilion is the visitor centre for the Founders Memorial. This is both monument and visitor centre, which explains the life of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. He was the first president of the United Arab Emirates, and he died in 2004. His was the driving force and the vision that created this country. He became its first president, a post he held from 1971 to 2004. And if you look at the development of this country in that period, there's probably nowhere else on earth that has developed at this pace. For me, although sometimes people are critical outside, I think that one of the elements of vision that was truly remarkable is how this country has welcomed people from all over the world. You know, today, only around about 1 in 6 people who live in the UAE is an Emirati. It is a cultural melting pot, for better or for worse. But I think it's truly become a remarkable centre of the world, and recognised for its importance, and recognised as well for the extraordinary opportunities that are presented here, thanks to his vision. The principal monument remembering Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, and the idea behind the artist Ralph Helmick's portrayal, which is called the constellation, is that platonic solids are used to represent individual stars. Platonic solids are special three-dimensional symmetrical shapes with unique mathematical qualities. There are only 5 of them, and each one is made up of a series of identical faces and corners, and they're renowned for their beauty and have inspired artists and scientists for millennia. And the idea is that effectively this also represents a portrait of the founding father through a celestial constellation. I'm not sure if there's a point where you're supposed to be able to make out his facial features, but although you probably can't see it on the video, this is where, to me, you can most see a face that resembles his. Or perhaps it's left as well partly to our creativity and imagination. I have always had big dreams for this country, the land of our ancestors. I dreamt that one day we would equal other countries that were ahead of us in development and progress. Well, that truly has been achieved. Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. Just look at the sea of colour these beautiful flowers all the way along the highway. You see it everywhere, on the roads, roundabouts, beautiful floral displays everywhere. Must cost an absolute fortune in terms of upkeep. When we see this small oil rig in front of this enormous skyscraper, I think we know that we are in oil country indeed. This is ADNOC, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. Behind me you can see the entrance to the Emirates Palace Hotel, operated by Mandarin Oriental. It was opened back in 2005, and believe it or not, it cost something like $3 billion to build, and it took a workforce of 20,000. It really is one of the most remarkable hotels in the world. When I first came here in 2005, it was easy to get into with opening prices. There were no skyscrapers around it, one or two buildings, but really very, very little. How different today. Although this marvel of a hotel was always luxurious, it was an awful lot easier to get into in 2005. You could simply walk up this road into the hotel's main area. Today there are lots of fences across it. Doesn't look so easy. Gosh, I'd love to get in there and have some tea. Excuse me, can you tell me where's the entrance if you want to visit the hotel?
From the next gate.
Okay, and it's no problem, right? Anyone can visit. Thank you very much. Thank you. So if I walk just straight along this road with the amazingly beautiful flower beds, I should find the hotel entrance. And on the other side of the road you can see the Emirates Tower behind me. It has a observation platform up towards the top. Must look great on a beautiful morning like this. Construction on the hotel started in December 2001 and it was finally opened in 2005. I was lucky enough to be here in Abu Dhabi on business for SM Brussels Airlines. We actually completed the first ever code-share deal with Etihad, first airline in the world to do that. And just to give you a sense, I was able to get into the hotel. It was in the launch period, so you could eat in the restaurants. It wasn't too expensive. You could go anywhere. You could go to the beach, the private beach, all of the restaurants, the beautifully gilded ballrooms, everything. So now it's a different matter, really. It was exceptional. In those days it was managed by Kempinski, and I think they managed the hotel through to around about 2020 when it was taken over by Mandarin Oriental, and they then effectively completely enhanced and restored the hotel over a 2-year period. So it must look absolutely phenomenal, even better these days. Hello, is this the entry for visitors?
Yes.
I'd just like to go and have breakfast or something like that. That's okay?
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you as well. Thank you. Good morning. We've made it. And this gate is definitely open. You see there's plenty of security. Here we go. Let's get on the pavement. A beautiful pedestrian walkway up towards the hotel. When you first really catch a glimpse of this hotel so close up, I think it's easy to understand why it costs so much money to build. If anyone's interested to know which of the two hotels which are even more expensive in the world, well, they're surpassed by the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, which is obviously in Las Vegas and cost 3.9 billion even US dollars to build, and the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, which cost 5.5 billion and is still the most expensive hotel ever built in the world. Here we go, up the steps. Oh, there's even an echo outside. I love the water feature as well. Look at these arches. Hello. One thing I find very different about Abu Dhabi to Dubai is that there's a lot less gold all around the place and bling. But if you want to see somewhere with loads of gold and loads of bling, well, this is the place to come. Hello. How are you? Very good. Goodness me. It's overwhelming even in the kind of entrance vestibule. But honestly, this is just a small taste of what's to come. I'm already overwhelmed. I told you there's a lot of gold. Look at this grand staircase. I think that takes you down to meeting rooms, conference facilities and ballrooms. You used to be able to wander around the whole area freely, but evidently not anymore. I can quite understand that. Isn't it grand? And just look at these chandeliers as well. This is the Vendôme restaurant, and I also know that's the main breakfast restaurant, but I've read that costs anything between £70 and 120, something like that, so it's probably not somewhere I would have breakfast. I think I'm a bit late, thankfully, just in case I'd been tempted. This is a private area, but very kindly I've been allowed to have a little look. I think I'd quite like to be a bartender here. What an experience. Almost as grand as Willy Wonka's elevator, but not a glass elevator this time. And just look at all of the space in the main lobby atrium area. Magnificent. I wish I had my thesaurus with me, as it would help me with the superlatives. Sorry if I get repetitive. Sometimes. Hello there. Look at that dome. And here I am at the central point of the dome. What I find quite amazing is that even though there are rooms on each floor, the way it's been designed, complete privacy is maintained. You can't even see the doors to the rooms and the suites, of which, by the way, I think there are around about 290 in total. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to see in the rooms, although one day perhaps, if Travel in the Know does really well, I'll come back. But they're all furnished in gold and marble. If I wanted a room tonight for one person, I'm just interested, how much would it cost, roughly?
Right now, it depends on the season,
But for tonight?
Yes, approximately starting in 4,000 dirhams.
4,000 dirhams, which is how much in dollars?
In dollars, let me double check, it's approximately like almost
$1,000, about $1,000 US. What about the most expensive suite?
The most expensive suite, it will be approximately like 50,000 dirhams.
50,000 dirhams. So that is then around about $12,500, I think.
Yes.
I'm right.
Actually, $14,000.
$14,000. I think this is as good a place as any to finish the tour. At the grand piano, I shan't be sitting down and playing you any Frank Sinatra numbers, but this is a stunning hotel, isn't it? I mean, 5-star, no, it's 6 or 7. And personally, I think it's probably the best property anywhere in Abu Dhabi. If you think otherwise, again, let me know. I head towards the exit. Just like to thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to see what it's like to have a light lunch at the Episodes restaurant here, well, just have a look and follow this video up here. In the meantime, we'll see you again very soon on yet another adventure on Travel in the Know with me, Philip Saunders. Goodbye to you all.